Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to solve one more LeetCode question, that is question number 349, intersections of two arrays. So this is an easy level question and this has been asked by these many companies. You can see there is a lot of companies which are interested in this question. So let's see what this question is all about. So in this question we are given nums1 and nums2 and we have to return an array of their intersection, where intersection refers to the elements which exist in both the arrays. So if we see these two arrays, that is num1 and num2, we can see that 2 is present in both the arrays. That's why we have returned 2. We don't have to take care of the frequency of these numbers in both the arrays. We just need to check that at least once this number is being occurred in both the arrays. If the number is present in both the arrays and its frequency is 1 or more than that, then we are going to take that number in our resultant array and we will return it because that's an intersection. So each element in result must be unique and you may return the result in any order. So this is the question and there are so many ways by which we can solve this question, but we are going to focus on only two ways. So first one is the built-in method. So in built-in method, we will be using this operator, this intersection operator. So in Python, if we were using this operator, so for that, firstly, we need to create set of both the arrays or even if we are using an array, then we need to eradicate the repetition. So rather than doing that, what we would have done, we have created set of nums1 and set of nums2, and by mistake I have wrote the exact solution and this is the solution. So this is the only thing that we would have done if we were solving this question using this operator. So what we would have done is, firstly we have created set of both the arrays. After that we are saying return the list of all the intersections. So list of all the intersection refers to this whole part, set of num1 and this operator which I am saying and is the intersection operator, and set of num2. That's it. And this is the exact answer for this approach. But the thing is, this approach consists of this inbuilt operator, right? This AND operator, which is finding out all the intersecting elements or numbers from both the sets. So this whole approach won't be acceptable in our interviews, but just for knowledge, I have gone through this approach, and the time complexity of this approach would be big O of m plus n, because we have transformed both the sets firstly and then we are checking the intersection. So we are traversing both the arrays firstly to convert them into a set, and then we are going through both the sets for intersection. So time complexity is big O of m plus n, and space complexity is also big O of m plus n because we are creating two sets. So first one is of m length and second one is of n length, so space complexity will also be same. So this was the first inbuilt approach. Now there are so many approaches, as I have previously said. There can be two pointers which we have traversed these two arrays and find out the similar elements, but we are going to solve it using set. Now the approach that I am going to solve this question with is something that other people have solved it using dictionary, but I have noticed that I use a lot of dictionary in my solutions. So for a change, I'm going to solve it using a set. So as I said, I am going to solve this question using set. So now what I am going to do is, firstly I am going to check what we need to focus on. The first thing that we need to focus on is the elements which are present in both the arrays. So how we are going to find out the elements which are present in both the arrays? Firstly, we don't need to take care of the repetition or the frequency of these elements. If the element is present in an array and its frequency is 1 or more than that, we don't have to focus on that part. because we just need to know that whatever the frequency is, we just want to check the presence in both the arrays, right? So what I can do is, firstly I'm going to create a set of num1. So nums1 set will be created and it will look something like 495, right? Now I am saying I just want to check these elements are present in num2 as well, or the num2 elements are present in this set, right? I just need to check this part. So what I will do, I will traverse through this nums2 and I will check if this element or all the elements are present in this set or not. If they are present, then I know that this is an intersecting number or element of this array that we need to return as an answer. So I will add this element in my answer and will return it at the end. So this is the approach that we are going to follow. So when I created set of nums1, what I will do, I will also create a set of answers. So this is an empty set right now. This is an empty set. Now what I am saying is, now traverse through this nums2 and find whether these elements are present in set of nums1 and answer. Why I'm going to check in both? Because we can see that the numbers are having frequency more than 1. So rather than populating or appending or adding our same elements in our answer, we can skip this step. You can also skip checking because at the end we are using sets, so anyhow they are not going to get added up in our resultant. But what we are going to do is, we are going to check in both the sets, because at the end the time complexity is big O of 1, so we can take this step in our consideration. So firstly we will come to this place, we will check whether 9 is present in our set or not. It is present. Then we will check it is present in answer or not. It is not present, so we will add it in answer. Now we will go to 4. 4 is also present in our num set and it is not present in our answer, that's why we are going to add it. We are again going to get 9. We can see that 9 is present in set and it is present in answer as well, so we don't have to add it. We are going to check for 8. 8 is not present in our set and it is not also in our answer, but as it is not in our set, so we don't have to add it in our answer because it means this is not an intersection. We will again go to 4. We will again check it is in nums1, it is in answer, we don't have to add it. So our answer will be only 9 and 4 and we can return it. So this is how we have solved this question. Now if we see the time complexity of this question, then it is going to be big O of m plus n. How? Because firstly we are transforming our m length nums1 into set. For that it took big O of n time, and then we are traversing big O of nums2 and it will take big O of n time, which is the length of nums2. So m is the length of nums1, n is the length of nums2. So time complexity is this, and space complexity is going to be big O of m, if we are not considering the length of our answer. But if it is being considered, then the space complexity will be big O of m plus I, where I is the answer array or answer set, which is the intersecting set. So space complexity will be big O of m plus I. So this was the second approach, and let's quickly code this whole solution. So firstly we will create a set for our nums1, so that is set of nums1. After this what we will do, we will create an answer set which will be a new set. So this is our answer set. Now we will traverse through this num_i for I in nums2, and we will check if I in nums set and I not in answer, then answer dot add I, and at the end return answer. So this is the whole code in Python. If you want, you can eradicate this part, because at the end we are using set, so it is not needed, but just